Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. And in today's prepping video, I'm going to talk about uh, some of the things that me and my fiance did while the power was out, um, mostly on the side of entertainment. And as a prep, it tends not to get mentioned as much. Most of the time, we like to talk about food storage and making stuff last longer. We talk about storing up water. We always like to talk about our guns and how we're going to survive the apocalypse and fend off the barbarians and the raiders. Toilet paper, staying warm, skills you can have. But I believe an area that I don't see a lot of preppers talking about is, fighting off boredom. My mom used to always say, a bored boy or a boy that doesn't have anything to do tends to find something to do, and it's normally not a good thing. So I brought some items to talk about. I didn't grab everything to talk about it, but the biggest one for us right now is we really enjoy playing Magic the Gathering. And so I just brought up some cards. Uh, we're in the process of sorting all of them into their different colors and everything, but there's an endless combination of cards that you can put inside of a deck. You can play with two people or four, or you can do teams or whatever. And it's something that we have enough cards that we could make 20 decks, play those for 10 years, substitute out cards every game, and then completely change up the style for every individual game. So that keeps us entertained. It's not doing the same thing over and over and over again because every game is different. You always shuffle your hand different. And it's kind of the same with a normal deck of cards. Most people, the common games are poker, go fish, or spades. But I've played, at least a dozen drinking games with cards. I've played I've played baseball with a deck of cards before, and if you want to print out and have a book of every different game you can play with a deck of cards, it's probably well over 100. The next thing that we have quite a few of is puzzles. We really like the Disney puzzles, uh, specifically the artist Thomas Kinkade. He tends to do full art Disney puzzles um, that have as much aspect of the movie as possible. And so, it's our type of puzzles we like. You don't have to get Disney puzzles, you can get nature puzzles. You could get puzzles of your family printed up, or you could just get random puzzles. It doesn't matter. It's something to do. You can take them apart and redo them, or you can glue them together and make a poster out of it. But that's something else. We didn't work on a puzzle for this one, but we have worked on a puzzle in the past when the power's gone out. The next one is just any other board game you can think of. So I just brought up Catan, Cities, and Knights expansion. You could throw in Twister, Monopoly, Trouble, Battleships. There's probably well over 100 board games that you can have that don't require power as long as you keep up with the pieces. And if you've never played them, keep up with the instructions. Then you probably have countless years of nights being able to play these games. And then the last one I have on here is reading books. A lot of people like to download their books through Kindle, they listen to an audiobook, but having physical copies of books is really important because it's knowledge. Some of them are fiction, and you can escape into a different world. I'm thinking like Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, um, just different books like that. Other books, I keep a lot of history books because I'm a big history guy and I like to store that kind of knowledge. Other books I keep tend to go along with prepping, so I keep cookbooks for making meals. I've got different survival, like the SAS survival guide, and then I have a binder where I've printed out different instructions that would help me in prepping. So I don't have to memorize everything. I kind of have a prepping encyclopedia that I can go to. But the book I brought up here with me was My Side of the Mountain. It's a really short read. I mean, if you're a slow reader and you can only put in 20-30 minutes a night, you could finish it within a week. And the main reason I brought this one up is I've had this one for a really long time. It's probably been read a few dozen times. And I read it recently. And I think the first time I read it was probably middle school. That's about what the reading level on it is. And I can remember this being one of the first books that got me into the wilderness survival, prepping aspect, other than The Walking Dead and Doomsday Preppers on TV. Uh, there's a few other prepping fan fictions that I've read, but I left them downstairs. So I think this is a perfect book starting, for boys or girls at about the age of 12, 13, if you want to kind of get that, culture into them. They can read a book about, I think he's a 13 or 14-year-old boy living in the woods for over a year. And I mean, it says on the back, with only a penknife, a ball of cord, an axe, $40, and some flint and steel. And then he read a bunch of stuff up in a library, and it's a perfect read. I would say 13 to 99. If you live over 99, you can still read it if you want to. But that's all I got for you. Just talking about entertaining yourself while there's a power outage. Grid goes down. SHTF scenario. Those are the kind of things we store. In the comment section down below, let me know games that I should add to my list of games. Books that I should add. Just give me suggestions, and if it fits my forte, then maybe I'll purchase it. And lastly, if you like the video, if you like what I talked about in here, then leave a like. If you like what I'm doing to the channel and want to see more videos, then subscribe and hit the bell notification. And lastly, if you think the information in this video is helpful to a friend or family member, then share the channel with them. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.